Hello, you tag champions. It is I, Mr. Tag, with the highly requested Ill Blood Zombies profile that I took to locals on Saturday and went X1 with. Now, with this list, unfortunately, I bubbled. I would have been 5th. Top 4, I was 5th, so is what it is. But hey, it's proven that the Ill Blood Zombie deck, or the Zombievise deck, I'm going to call it, is very, very real. So now, let's just jump straight into the profile. We'll start with the monsters. And of course, we're going to be running 3 Ill Blood. Why do we run 3 Ill Blood? Because it's just correct. You run 3 of this. Obviously, when you get it back from the graveyard, and then you can summon it immediately, and then you can do crazy things. Every single combo rolls around Ill Blood, so of course you can have 3 of it. Does it mean you occasionally brick on it? Yes. But hey, it also means you always have access to some sort of combo with it, generally. So you've got to run the 3. Then after that, what is the easiest way to get to Ill Blood? I mean, it is, of course, Pyramid Turtle. So run 3 of this. Obviously, you try and burn through all your turtles and then summon the Ill Blood, if they're attacking you multiple times. Then hey, the next turn you either normal summon it, or have you supervise on the Ill Blood, and then you're just ready to go again. Or if you already have some Ill Blood access through other means, you can also get Goblin Zombie, Plague Spreader Zombie, and then go from there as well. Speaking of Goblin Zombie, of course we're running Goblin Zombie. We're running zombies, so most of these are going to seem very, very familiar. The ratio is going to be very, very correct. Of course, we could run 3 of this, we would, but we can't. So we're stuck with the 2. Then we're going to run 2 Zombie Master. I mean, he's like, Ill Blood, if you squint a bit, you can get any level 4 back from the grave, any zombie back from the grave, you discard 1. Now the big thing to remember about Ill Blood is that he can get back cards from either graveyard. Same as Zombie Master. So if you have the Zombie World up, and your opponent has a big, strong 3k beater in that graveyard, you just go, hey, Ill Blood effect, and that is mine now. And Ill Blood, like Gigaplant, does not target either. So hey, they may crow something, and be like, oh, okay, I'll just get something else back. That's hand or either graveyard. It's always good to remember. Mizuki, I mean, we'd run 3 of this if we could, but we can't. This card is insane. This gets you started on so many combos, this card. It's amazing. Plague, because it's Plague, again, this thing is somewhat amazing. This, again, also gets, this is your combo guy. This starts with the Synchro Plays. It's insane. Now, for the non-zombies, we have Dandelion. So this is a great discard off of Zombie Master. If we mill it with Foolish Barrier, we get 2 tokens. If we get off Hidden Armory, it's 2 tokens. It's not bad. Not mandatory, but it's not bad. I do like it. We have Sangans. This gets us to Pyramid Turtle, to Goblin Zombie, to most of our deck. So, I mean, you got to run 1, and, you tribute over it for Ill Blood. You get a search off that, which is really cool. We have Gauze, because, sometimes you just don't have access to anything, but Gauze is always going to be your savior. And the one card you're not going to expect that no one expected. Jinzo. So either you can just tribute over your Sangan or one of your zombies and you summon Jinzo, or you have Zombie World up, you have Ill Blood on the field, you bring Jinzo back, and then, you're basically insulated from basically anything. Funnily enough, most of the decks I faced yesterday weren't running that many traps anyway, so this didn't really come up very much, except in one fun game I played against Frogs later on, where they actually had a card set. I was like, I bring out Jinzo, and they couldn't bring out Tree 1 Frog for a while. That was funny, but yeah, very funny tech. I reckon you should definitely play this. People don't expect Jinzo, but if you don't like Jinzo, play Caius. Yeah, Caius is still good. Alright, spells. Alright, like I've mentioned quite a few times in this profile, Zombie World. I think this is basically mandatory if you're playing Ill Blood. Make everything zombies on the field and in the graveyards. This stops Gigaplant from doing most of their stuff. It stops lots of decks from doing their stuff, funnily enough. Obviously it doesn't hurt Frogs or Black Wings that much, but anything that depends on types, this card is really good. And if you're scared of a Caius, they have something set and you're like, oh, they're going to Caius me, just put Zombie World on the field and they can't Caius you. And this card combos really well with a really, really disgusting card in our sideboard, which I'll talk about later. Next, it's called Zombievise. Of course we're playing Triple Supervise. Amazing card. Makes our Ill Blood live right away. This goes while it's equipped. We get back Ill Blood back from the graveyard. Great card, great overall card. If Geminis are even that bit better, this card will be broken. And we're playing 3 DDR. Plague Spreader banishes itself, Mizuki banishes itself. We have Gold Sarks in the deck to banish stuff. So this just basically allows us to keep doing combos, allows us to play through certain things. So you use the Mizuki, you bring back Ill Blood. Hey, we can do DDR now, we can get that Mizuki back. And maybe sync it off and then keep doing it. Broken card, absolutely ridiculous. This is pretty standard for Zombies Book of Life. We only run 2. Mostly because we're not running like random milling, which I don't think is very good. We're running targeted milling like, you know, Foolish Burial. And that's about it actually for targeted milling. Obviously, I mean, Hidden Armory mills a card, but the problem with random milling is that you randomly mill your own cards. So yeah, we don't run 3 of this because we don't want a brick on it, but 2 worked out really well. Mentioned it already, Gold Sark. Hey, look at that mismatch already. Means gets us what we need to. Like, we can get Future Fusion with this, or we can just put a zombie, we can banish a zombie and then bring him back with DDR straight away. Amazing card. Run 3 if we could, and I wish I found my second secret rare, so I didn't have to run this Ultra next to it, but don't know where that's gone. Anyway, I already mentioned it, Future Fusion. This is for Raptinus, so this gets 2 Ill Blood in our graveyard straight away, which is, you know, kind of where we want them most of the time. And the Book of Life ball, you can Mizuki them, you can do lots of stuff with them when they're in the graveyard. So yeah, and you know, they have to deal with this, because if they don't deal with this and Raptinus comes out, then, you know, then you're going to combo off and kill them. So yeah, like I said, we have Hidden Armory. Only run 1, it's not, you could probably cut this entirely. It's not that great, but being able to search, you know, either Supervise or DDR is great. But we do need our normal summon, I find, in this deck. Because we do need to set our Pyramid Turtles or our Goblin Zombies to find Ill Blood. So, not as good as it is in Gigavise, but still a good card. Let's see, Foolish. Send whatever we want to the graveyard, get it back, generally. Easy, easy. Allure, most of our deck is dark, so we can Allure. And then, hey, we can get something, you know, for DDR. Another DDR target with this. There you go. Heavy, because it is heavy. And Brain Control, because it's Brain Control. Take the opponent's monster, beat them up with it for game. Easy stuff. Alright, not many traps. Pretty quick trap lineup. We got Phoenix Wind Windlasts. Again, sometimes you're going to draw stuff you want in the graveyard. You're going to draw that Plague Spreader zombie. You're going to draw maybe the second Ill Blood. You're going to draw these cards that you want in the grave and not in your hand. Just Wind Blast, stack their best card. Maybe got combo pieces in the graveyard. Easy stuff. We have Judgment, because it's Judgment. Want to make sure our plays go through so we're not scared of any trap cards or them comboing off. So Judgment's really good. And Dust Shoot, I mean, it's Dust Shoot. I don't think I'd have to explain how good Dust Shoot is. So that's it for the main deck. So let's go on to the extra deck first, then we'll do side. So like I mentioned, only future we play as Raptinus. Basically makes it so we can almost, you can infinite combo with Ill Blood if you do it correctly. And get into all the synchros you want and then kill your opponent for game. With this, this basically means that, you know, they have to deal with Future Fusion or they will die. And, you know, 2200 is not bad as well. Gets over a lot of things. You know, I wish it was a bit bigger so we get over Kais and stuff, but hey, can't win them all, I'm afraid. Synchros, level 4 Armory Arm, because we can make this with Dandy tokens and Plague, or if we steal a low level monster, we can make it as well. Comes up occasionally. Equip it to like a Hard Dares, make it 3450, and then that monster's effects can't be activated in the graveyard. It's not bad. Catasta, it's probably the best level 5 in Edison. Of course, we're going to play Catasta. Gets rid of problem things, you know, like a Titanial, like other problem cards like that. Android, because, you know, sometimes we need life points back. And it is bigger than Catasta, so we need to beat over something a little bit bigger. Then it's pretty good. Level 6 is starting with Brio. This is going to be MVP. This can set up, you know, you can set up your graveyard. This can help you push for ATKs. Brio is just amazing in this deck. It's amazing in every deck. It's this or Goyo Guardian are probably like the best synchros in Edison. But in this deck especially, this card is insane. Revive King Hades, because we can play it. It basically means, oh hey, you got an effect that triggers in the graveyard like a recruiter. Haha, no you don't. Stops Treeborn Frog as well. Stops all those silly cards. It's pretty good. And being 2450, being able to hit over, you know, Monarchs is really good too. And of course, Goyo Guardian, I mean, this card is ridiculous. Thank God it's not the errated version. It's such a great card. Steal your opponent's monster that's smaller than 2800. You are laughing at that point. Alright, 7s. We don't make these very often, but they're just here just in case. You know, Black Rose, I mean, a board wipe. Nothing to sniff at, really, is it? And just in case, we also have Power Tool, so we can go into this. There are certain plays which get you into this. They're not great, but you can do it. And then you can search, Supervise or deniers. It's not a bad card. You probably won't be making this, but so just in case. Now we have a stack of level 8s, because of course Illblood is level 6, and we're going to be comboing off with him quite a bit. Drago. I mean, Illblood's a Gemini. Why wouldn't we play this? So here's a disgusting thing you can do with this. So one of Illblood's negative effects is that if it dies, all the zombies it summoned, or not dies, leaves the field. So even if it's bounce or something. If that happens, then all the zombies that were attached to it are dead, go to the graveyard. But since Brood Drago, as long as that was Chain Link 1 with Illblood getting destroyed, Brood Drago will then trigger, and then we'll just bring back the Illblood, and then you can Illblood bring this back again because it'll already be Gemini summoned because Brood Drago's effect. And hey, occasionally you might draw the last one of your Illbloods that you don't want, and you can set spells and traps with this. Amazing card. 3k also. It's great. Dark End, I mean, Illblood's dark. Jinzo's dark. Get rid of problem face downs that you don't want to deal with, or problem face ups you don't want to deal with. Great card. Colossal Fighter. Gets rid of annoying things. You can also do the Colossal Arm OTK if you want. And again, it's good against Gigavise. Thought Ruler. Sometimes you just need those life points. And when your opponent's Mirror Force and Torrential are gone, and you think, but they're still setting a lot of traps, hey, Thought Ruler is your man. He's the way to go. Stardust. You don't make this very often, but if you're scared of the Mirror Force, the Torrential, the Raikos, the Snowman Eaters, all those kinds of cards, you make a Stardust and you still have other pieces here and you'll be insulated. And Mistworm because, hey, a triple bounce is nothing to sneeze at. And this is not that hard to make. You do have to get into like dandy tokens as well, but hey, when it works, it works. Let's go into the side deck now. There's some spicy things in here that I think you're going to like. So first, DD Crow. I mean, it's DD Crow. It is Edison format. The graveyard is most decks second hand, even at this point. So you got to have those DD Crows to deal with those annoying cards. Oh no, these two are already quite spicy. First, Marionette Might. Now you're thinking, yeah, but this is only good in the Zombie Mirror. Yeah, but if you have Zombie World up, and this is searchable with Sangan, you can just take their best monster, and then you're laughing at them. So funny check. You don't have to play this, but it's funny. And this one didn't come up at all, but I thought it'd be really funny, is Archel Christia. So get this in the graveyard, have Zombie World up, it'll blood this back. I think it'll be pretty funny. This you can replace this with anything you want. Like I was even thinking Spell Canceller, because that then negates Zombie World, and then if Illblood dies, then Spell Canceller wouldn't die, but Spell Canceller's just tiny, so maybe don't do that. But hey, it's funny tech. You can do this with any monster that has like a Floodgate effect, if you want to. It's completely up to you, but you can replace Might and Christie with Cyber Dragons if that makes you feel any more comfortable. Right, spells. Chalice, we don't run any traps, and spoilers, we do have Decree in the side, so this can act as, basically extra traps, basically. Negating a Monarch can be helpful, negating their combo starters can be helpful. It's not a bad card. And hey, in the battle phase, you can do some trickery with it as well, so that's always good to know. Concealing Light, this was for Gigavise, and other annoying, you can discount the dupe block as well, which this deck doesn't struggle with, really, but it's nice to know you can do it with just one card instead of having to, make a Brio and then bounce stuff, and, that sort of stuff. Vortex to deal with annoying boards. Solex when we know we're going second. Tribute over the monster summon Illblood is not terrible. Or Jinzo, if you want to go that route. I have MST in the side, as well as Trunade. So, game one, hey, maybe you're missing these cards and you really want them in the main, or maybe your opponent's not playing very much. But then game two, they start siding in their, their oppressions, and maybe their masks of restrict and stuff. That's when you can bring these in. And you'll be laughing. But yeah, we don't main them because there's not enough room. There are some, cuttable cards, but I think you don't need, you probably might want to main MST, but you don't need to main Trunade. Traps. Okay, first off, like I mentioned, double Decree. Your opponent's playing a lot of traps. Just side out your traps and putting in these and their chalices, and you'll be fine. Okay, now this is where it gets a bit gross. Rivalry. Okay, so Rivalry against decks like, say, Light Sworn or Quick Draw, it shuts them out pretty hard anyway. But against any deck with Zombie World up, first of all, they can't tribute something except for zombies, so unless you're in the Zombie Mirror, in which case you wouldn't bring this in anyway, they're not going to have very much to summon, or tribute summon, and if they control a monster, they have to normal summon a zombie. Otherwise, they actually can't do anything until you clear their board. So yeah, that's one big thing to remember. Zombie World plus this is a really, really awful lock on your opponent. But yeah, we're just yeah, but with this, if Zombie World is not up, but you have this up, and then you have one monster, let's say, I don't know, Treeborn Frog, they can still, in Edison format, you can still tribute summon a different type. And you can't synchro summon a different type, but you can tribute summon a different type. So you got to remember that. But if you have Zombie World, you don't have to worry about that because they can't tribute summon anyway unless they're playing Illblood themselves. Again, if they're playing zombies and you slide into this, you're a silly, silly person. All right. That's going to be the deck profile, guys. So, yeah, I hope to see a lot more Zombievise in the future. It'll go crazy. I'm not saying this is the definitive build or anything. You know, I'm pretty sure someone could perfect this a little bit better. But for now, just remember, Gigavise ain't the only Vise around here. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking in the information. Hope you enjoyed.